Welcome back to the fourth episode of The Week from a Camping Chair. And yes, that's right. If you've listened to the other three podcasts, I finally did it. I finally got the name of the show right in the first time, which it just shows how much we're growing here. We're becoming a real professional type operation. And it's about time. My Lord, it did take a while, but we got there. No, I don't know what the hell else, why that popped into my head last time about Netflix, talking about some Netflix show I watched. I don't know how that came about, but I sort of just wing it. And I don't know, that won't happen again, guys. I don't know what the hell happened there, but anyway, but one thing I might add to the week is Scumbag of the Week. To the show is Scumbag of the Week, because our first news story starts off with a great giant hunk of steaming scumbag. But before that we kick off into it, I just want to talk about team. We've gone international scale. We, in the words of the great musician Pitbull, we are Mr. Worldwide, because we've got some viewers overseas. We got Australia, we got UK, we got Canada, we got US. I mean, and that's amazing. It's amazing to think that there's some dude or dudette in Canada sitting there listening to me talk smack for 20 to 30 minutes once a week, which is great. Them on the other hand, they should probably be questioning their life decisions to date, which led them up to downloading my podcast. But anyway, obviously that's a joke. Bloody keep watching, keep listening, and tell your friends. But no, that's awesome. I'm surprised. It's great. It's great. But anyway, I won't talk shit too much at the start off with. We'll leave that until the show. But let's kick off into the first article of news that's happened in New Zealand this week. And as I'd say, and I'm sure all the New Zealanders, and the people overseas will agree, that we're starting off with a prime candidate for Scumbag of the Week. Hey, it could be Scumbag of the Year to date, but you'll understand once we get into this first article. We're kicking off with a pretty heavy subject, first off, which is the shootings that happened in Christchurch last Friday. 50 people lost their lives in a mosque. I'm sure you've all probably heard of it, as it swept the nation with how horrible it really was. And one thing to mention, it's great to see the entire population of New Zealand getting in behind it and sending their love to all the ones that were affected, and obviously just sending their hopes and prayers really their way. It's great to see that, and it's good to see the rest of the world also doing that. The amount of tweets and things on social media about different countries and stuff around the world all sending love our way, which it's great, and it just makes you to be it's good to see. That's what happens when something bad happens in New Zealand. We all seem to rally behind each other. But that brings on to the first story, which is Egg Boy, and I'm sure you've all heard about Egg Boy. Now, what happened was a senator a Queensland senator called Fraser Anning was holding a bit of a press conference, and I don't think it was this press conference. It must have been another one he'd done, but he says some terrible shit. I'll just read what he said. Fraser Anning, a Queensland senator, caused outrage after releasing a statement from Christchurch after the Christchurch terrorist attack, saying, "The real cause of the bloodshed on New Zealand's streets today is the immigration program, which allowed Muslim fanatics to migrate to New Zealand in the first place." which is obviously 100% wrong. What it was an Australian did the shootings, mate. So you're the one sending shit over here. But that's that's terrible. But the legend, and there's a video which has swept the internet, which is Egg Boy, where Egg Boy comes into it. A young 17-year-old. I really should have his name here, but I don't, because as you well know, if you've listened to any other podcasts, I don't do my research, and we do these things on the fly, all right? I don't have time to be reading every article I bring up. I mean, come on, guys. But this legend did well. I'll just watch the video, but I've got the video here. But I'll give you a rundown for the audio listeners. Now, old Fraser Anning was holding another press conference, probably about to say some other stupid shit about the terrorist attacks on New Zealand, and then old mate had an egg and just smashed it over his head, which was awesome. And I'll just play the video here. Where are we? Oh, now what happened is that he smacked the egg on his head, and at the same time he was filming. Now Fraser Anning's response to that was actually to slap the 17-year-old in the face, which I thought was probably understandable, because it's just reaction and response. But now the next bit of the response, I question this bit. He went. Oh, this is where it gets outrageous. Now, Fraser Anning went up to hit the guy again, and then one of his, followers, for a better word, came up behind the kid and just put him in a chokehold and dragged him down to the ground. Now, he's a small 17-year-old lad, and the guy taken to the ground is a lot bigger. He takes him down by force, hard. It was an egg, mate. He didn't have a gun. But then again, you know, you can never be too sure nowadays. But yeah, he takes him to the ground, and then this is where it gets a bit worse. Now, as you can see, well, YouTube viewers will see, you audio viewers. Now, then what happened is when he took him to the ground, two other guys came up. One, even though he'd already got him on the ground, he was already subdued with well over the top force. Another guy jumps on top of him and holds him down as well. I mean, he doesn't have a bomb on him, he had bloody eggs. But, it's weird. And then another dude comes around the side, and while the other two grown men have this 17-year-old kid down, two grown men have him down, and then another dude comes up in behind and just starts dragging his legs as if to drag him out, but he's already getting held down by the two guys, so basically you just, freaking trying to snap him in half. But then, as you would have thought, now, Scumbag of the Week, you thought I was going to go Fraser Anning. Yes, he's obviously a high contender, but the real contender in this video, well, I'll leave it up to you. They're all pretty big douches, but the real one would be the kid that walks by he's filming it at the same time, and he starts kicking the guy on the ground, which is, it's some weird stuff. Yeah, and actually, at least, I'm pretty sure Fraser Anning, when he walks by, he says, just restrain him, which is, I guess he does have a bit of decency in him, which is good on him. But yeah, the one that walked by he kicked him like twice on the ground. Like, what the hell's the deal with that? Like, he was obviously down. He was already three adults already had him pinned down. It was some weird, well over the top, well excess force for that. But yeah, that one that walked by and kicked him while filming, what a scumbag. 100% scumbag of the week. But yeah, it's gone all around the internet. You probably would have seen it or heard about it. Yeah, that kid's a legend for throwing the egg. That dude had it coming. a GoFundMe page was put up for the 17-year-old guy through the egg, just to pay any legal fees or anything like that. And amazingly, it's got up to over $70,000 raised so far. So yeah, that's awesome. And now the cops aren't pressing charges on him, or he's going to have no legal, and he's not pressing any legal charges against them, which is for the over-the-top force. So he will be, and he has stated that he will be donating the money from the GoFundMe page back to the, I'm pretty sure to the families and that, just to help the shooting victims' families in any way that they can. It was a horrible video, and it swept all around the internet. And Jacinda Ardern, the New Zealand Prime Minister, she got asked at a press conference, and about what she thought of Fraser Anning's speech, and she just said it was a disgrace, and that's what it is. I mean, what is wrong with that dude? Like, straight. Anyway, now screw that guy. He doesn't deserve any more people to be talking about him. But anyway, that's the first. I think that wraps it up. But 100% scumbag of the week goes to the teenager that kicked that dude twice when he was on the ground. What a douche. Anyway, now we'll move on to the next story. Now, for a bit of a lighter note, what's some weird stuff you've bought on the internet? Because I was, looking for things to talk about this time, and I saw this and I thought, I don't know if I'd pay that much. Best racing pigeon, dubbed Messi and Ronaldo, sells for eye-watering record. Now, I think what that means is it's basically the Messi or Ronaldo of the pigeon racing world. But my lord, it sold for a bit. It sold for 1.2 million euros after a 2-week online bidding war. What's that? Probably, I don't know, around a bit over 2 million NZD, I'd say. Apparently, it's the best ever racing pigeon ever, basically. I'm just looking at a picture of the bird, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a good-looking bird. Nice wee colourings just on the neck there, and I just realised I did it again. With every week there seems to be some sort of weird animal story, and I think that's just the world we live in. We all love weird animal stories. Seems I have some sort of weird obsession with strange animal stories, and I'm hoping you guys, as the listeners, also have that, or otherwise you'll be thinking this guy's a weirdo, which you probably already are. And to those who know me, I guess I'm not the most regular person, but anyway, yes, let's have a look. I'm just reading the article here, and as you well know, I didn't read it beforehand, so it's top of the line for the old racing pigeon. There must be a bit of money in racing pigeons. I don't know anything about racing pigeons. I don't know too much, really. But, I mean, I know Mike Tyson does it. But imagine paying $2 million for a damn bird. I mean, you'd hope it at least talks. It must poop gold. Makes a good coffee. You'd be hoping to do something out of the box, because imagine if you paid that $2 million and then it just got ate by a hawk or something as soon as you threw. Oh, you'd be gutted. But that's crazy, man. $2 million for a damn racing pigeon. But I'm not too sure what else to say. I mean, obviously he has bucket loads of cash, because he ain't. I really need to look up more. Let's do a quick Google. And How much money is in pigeon racing? All right, the $1 million pigeon race pits 4,300 birds from 25 countries against each other for a share of $1.3 million in prize. Well, he just paid $2 million. There's got to be more money than that. Or otherwise that guy just got gypped. I don't know. I'm just looking at a random Google search for how much money's in pigeon racing. He's going to have to win that a couple times if they share a $1.3 million prize pool. While the overall winner can expect to pocket $200,000. Yeah, he must be confident, or maybe he's just going to, breed it and sell little chunks of amazing talking, coffee making pigeon babies. Yeah. Well, each to their own, I guess. Each to their own. He obviously, money isn't a factor to him. Imagine having that sort of money. You just go online. You'd be like, shit, everyone's bidding on this damn pigeon. Oh, chuck $2 million on it. Why not? Yeah. If I had that sort of money, I guess I'd buy some weird stuff as well. But I've always wanted like a full, like when you go to castles and stuff, and you see those full castle armor suits and stuff. Man, I've always wanted one of them. And I don't even think they'd be comfortable to wear, so I probably wouldn't wear it. I'd just look at it. Or like, those medieval maces and axes and stuff like that. That's the sort of shit if I was rich, that's what I'd be buying. But all right, we've gone a bit off subject. Let's what do we got next? Grieving family fined €200 for funeral that overrun by just 14 seconds. Now, that is rough as they come. I'm just reading the article here. It has emerged that the North East Lincolnshire Council has imposed penalties for funeral services which go beyond the allocated time limits by just seconds. Holy crackers. Now, that's some strict criteria, isn't it? Bloody hell, 14 seconds. Now the reason why, the reason that's stated in the article of why they went over, but 14 seconds, man, like all you need to do was just not, apparently it's only because the doors weren't closed within that time. So all that would have needed to happen is if you couldn't get the door shut, something was caught on it, you couldn't rip up the door lock, that's your 14 seconds gone, you're fined €200. But the reason was, it was the elderly people who went to the funeral were to blame for this one. Apparently, a lot of them were on Zimmer frames and walking canes and stuff, and as you know, that they are bloody slow. Have you even stuck behind someone who's someone in their 90s or so, and it is painful. And for this time, it's cost a grieving family money. And those elderly people need to take a good, hard look at themselves and stop being so selfish. That's what happens when you get to that stage. You'd probably they're just lapping up the time that they have. Really, they're using everything they can. They're just happy it wasn't probably them in the casket to belong with. You enjoy things more at that age. You're probably walking down the aisles, you're looking at the artwork, pointing that out, you're like, Dennis, have you seen that? Or just even looking at the sheer wood art. What is it? What's the word the hell I'm going for? The sheer... Oh, shit. Come on now. I've gone a blank. This podcast's gone for too long, all right? The workmanship of the seats. That's the sort of thing that they would have been sitting there walking out, they're pointing to. But you do that sort of thing when you're old. It's rough. 14 seconds. I mean, come on. Imagine being the one confronting the mourning, grieving family in tears and be like, excuse me, are you the family? Yep. No, it was my husband or wife or child even. Yeah, you didn't get out in time. Excuse me? Yeah, you're actually 14 seconds over, so that's going to be €200. Do you got cash, or can you write it out to check? I mean, that would be a conversation I definitely would not want to be involved in, and I'd just tell them to get screwed. To be honest, there'd be no way I'd be paying that. I just read as I say, I don't really read articles. It was their dad's funeral, so that is terrible. That is terrible. But in the end of the day, I'd split it I'd turn around and say, I'd find the old people that are responsible and make them split it. Their fault. It's their fault. At the end of the day, yeah. But okay, that probably wraps that one up. Geez, this podcast is becoming a bit of a long one. I think I'm just talking a lot more smack, which I don't know if that's a good thing yet, but we will see. Here's probably, if you're not a UFC fan, I'm just about to get into the UFC portion of the show. I'm going to cover some UFC news, last week's fights, and then the fights that are coming up on Sunday. If you're not into UFC, you probably want to maybe just skip to the last 2 minutes of the episode, or even hell, if you've made it up to here, well, thanks for listening, and you can probably turn off anyway. But yeah, now we'll jump straight into the UFC news, and there's only one news story that's been hidden everywhere, and that is TJ Dillashaw. He popped. His test results from his loss to Henry Cejudo came back, and USADA has popped him for abnormal readings. Man, I was so gutted when he lost that fight. Henry Cejudo, there's something about him, I just don't like it. Anyway, he's been popped on. They've just stated at the moment abnormal readings, so I'm not too sure. I don't think it's been put out there what it was yet, but as I say, I don't really do too much research, team. I just see whatever I see. I don't look into these things. That's your job if you care enough. And he's relinquished the bantamweight belt. It's funny, he put up a post saying, "Oh, I relinquished the belt, blah blah blah." But really, did you? I don't think you really had much option. I think that it was going to be taken off you anyway. So, and he is suspended at this time, so I'm not too sure for how long, or it's still pretty new. I think it came out on was it Thursday? I think, and it's only Saturday, so I'm sure we'll find out more about it next week. But yeah, that sucks, man. I'm a big TJ Dillashaw fan. I always normally root for him in any fight he's in. But it is interesting because old Cody Garbrandt said at a press conference in 2017 that Dillashaw is basically on everything, and he used to show everyone at Alpha Male what to do not to get popped. So, and which was at the time it was like, yeah, righto, Cody, mate, you're just talking shit because you're gonna get smashed. But yeah, well, interesting. I can't wait to hear more about it. Really, I hope he hasn't been, cycling the old pictograms the whole time. But we'll see. There's some fantastic memes all over the internet. There's one where he's sitting there eating a salad at a table, and basically half the table is full of different bottles of different pills and stuff. And I don't know if that's Photoshop. I hope it's Photoshop because it does look a little bit strange. But then someone's like, they've put John Jones in the table as well, which was pretty funny. But yeah, that was, it was a bit of a shock actually. Didn't see that one coming, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get on to last Sunday's card. Was in a fight night in London, which with the main event being Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal. I just want to go quickly over the other two fights of the main card. which was Ozdemir versus Reyes. Reyes won to split decision. I'm pretty sure it was split decision. Well, I'm pretty sure it was. And yeah, everyone's surprised because most people had Ozdemir winning that one. But they gave it to Reyes. Or was it unanimous decision to Reyes? I don't know. I can't remember. As you know, it's not a professional show, and I don't know too much what I'm talking about. So, and that was questionable. A lot of people were like, "Well, you didn't win that," but yeah, he won it. And after that, Dominic Reyes then proceeded to call out John Jones, which I think he's biting off a bit more than he can chew. But he is 11-0 now, so it'll be interesting to see who they put him up against next. But hopefully it's not Jones, because, well, hell, I don't know, just add another one to Jones' plate. I think he'd rip through him. But now the Leon Edwards versus Gunnar Nelson was the next fight. That was an awesome fight. Leon Edwards won it by decision. I definitely did think it was Leon had that. It was a few times he got Gunnar in some pretty dodgy situations. I think it was an elbow, a spinning elbow, or an elbow or something, and he rocked him hard. I thought he might get stopped, but Gunn is a warrior, so he fought on through. Then to the main event, Darren Till versus Jorge Masvidal. Now, that was I did pick Darren Till, and Darren Till was looking good, man. That first round, he even sat him on his ass a few times, and yeah, he was looking good. Darren Till was looking amazing, but you know, Jorge's he's a veteran. He's got 33 wins, so he's been in the cage a lot of time, and he's a street fighter from Nam. So yeah, that he's a bad man. And in that second round, yeah, he put him to sleep, man. Oh, yeah, he straight KO'd him, and yeah, there was no coming back from there. It was lights out for Darren Till, which sucks when it's his hometown, and yeah, but Darren Till was only, what is he, 26 or 27? So yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. I don't know. He looks, man, at the weigh day. My lord, he doesn't look good, man. Put him up. If I was him, maybe go up. He didn't look healthy, but I mean, he was looking good in the first round. So yeah, I don't know. I obviously don't know what I'm on about. So, but yeah, Darren Till will be back, man. He's a beast. But yeah, that was a vicious knockout, and that's 2 knockouts in a row now. So, but no, he'll be back. But yeah, Jorge Masvidal, that was awesome. And even he's a legend. He came. There was not a press conference. He was getting interviewed afterwards, and Leon Edwards from the back, he talked some shit to him. I can't quite remember what he said, but then Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal's a gangster, man. You don't talk smack to him. He don't take that lying down. So he actually walked away from the interview, walked straight up to Leon Edwards, and then had his hands behind his back, and then just boom, man. What he referred to it as the 3-piece and soda, or the 2-piece and soda pack, and he smacked him Leon Edwards 3 times in the face, gave Leon Edwards a bit of a cut, and then it got broken up before Leon Edwards could even do anything back, man. Those fists were flying quicker than anything, man. It was lightning. But yeah, he's a gangster, man. And Jorge's, I think he's won a lot of fans from there. Everyone thinks that's awesome. And yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously now Leon Edwards is calling for the Jorge fight, but I don't know if that will end up happening. Now to the card that is this weekend, tomorrow in fact. We've got, it's Thompson versus Pettis is the main event for that. with just Curtis Blades versus Justin Wells is the one before the co-main. I'm gonna give. I don't know too much about old Justin Willis, but I'm gonna give that to Curtis Blades. I think he's gonna end up winning. They're a bit heated in the weigh-ins. Justin Wells came in there hot. I don't know the reason behind that. Maybe that's just the sort of dude he is. But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go Curtis Blades for that one. And then for the main event, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. Pettis has gone up. I can't see Pettis winning this one, but who knows? He could pull something out. I mean, he is the man at jiu-jitsu and does that weird ninja shit. So, but I'm going to go Thompson for this one. Yeah, no, I was going to say Thompson's got it. But we'll see. And that wraps up the UFC portion of the show and the episode. Whoa, it's already up to 4 episodes now, and Jesus, time's flying by. But thank you very much for listening. Tell your friends. We want to keep growing, team. We want to get that party out of control. Follow us. Well, follow me on Twitter at CampChairNZ and Instagram. Just search The Week from a Camping Chair. We're starting to get a few followers on that, actually. Like, it's starting to take off. And if you want to watch the videos and the pictures and all that sort of carry on, head over to YouTube. Just search the name of the show, and I'm sure you'll find the channel. And make sure to hit that old subscribe button. But yeah, no, tell your friends. If everyone tells one person, that's we just doubled our damn listeners, team. That's bloody maths. But no, thank you very much for listening. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back same time next week. Thank you very much. Cheers.